For 2019, we have decided to organize our Christmas cinema watch list around 7 themes, and the first of these is, not surprisingly, a bit offbeat. Christmas Capers, which we will be watching on Thursdays. We have 5 movies that center on crimes. 3 are comedies, 1 a romantic drama with distinct comic touches, and the last a famed movie mystery with loads of clever style. The first is Comfort and Joy from 1984, directed by Bill Forsyth, who is best known for his film Local Hero. We first discovered this movie because Mark Knopfler composed the jazzy soundtrack. The story centers on disc jockey Dickie Bird and begins with his kleptomaniac girlfriend shoplifting her way through a Glasgow mall. Later, he stumbles into a battle between rival ice cream truck vendors. We love this film, but don't confuse it with the 2003 Lifetime TV movie of the same name. The right Comfort and Joy is available on Netflix.
Get the hell up here! Oh. Hey! It's you, innit? It's Dickie Bird. Dickie Bird's here. For God's sake, in the car! Give us an autograph, Dickie.
I'm sorry, I don't have a pen on me, I'm sorry.
Come on to hell, let's get out of here. Give us a dedication at least, for my mother.
Yeah, sure.
Tomorrow morning.
Right.
Yeri Mantovani or Dean Martin.
Oh, bounty. What, memories are made of this or something?
Aye, lovely.
Our second caper is one we saw for the first time last year, Fitzwilly, starring Dick Van Dyke, who plays a butler who leads the household staff at an old Fifth Avenue mansion in con jobs to support the owner of their near-destitute employer. It's a clever film with loads of Manhattan scenery.
In the cashier's office on the 10th floor of Gimbel's. Tomorrow, December 24th at 5 p.m. Let's go step by step. It's 4:15 at Gimbel's.
Our third film is another we first saw last year and have now added to the permanent watch list, Larceny Inc, starring Edward G. Robinson as a convict who buys a luggage store next to a bank in order to dig into the vault. It has some of the funniest Christmas Eve Santa scenes in any film and a wonderful cast of character actors.
It's like the Western Front around here.
What are they doing, building a bridge? No, the subway, you sap. Oh, you clumsy ox, you.
Getting so a guy needs life insurance to walk across the street.
Well, let's get in and have a cup of coffee.
What's the angle pressure?
Well, did you boys notice anything while we were coming across the street?
Yeah, just mud.
Well, take a look. What do you see?
A bank.
Next to the bank.
Looks like a luggage store.
Brilliant. And the way I figure it, it's just barely possible that the seller of the luggage store faces the bank vault.
Our fourth caper film is a comic gem by director and screenwriter Preston Sturges. The Miracle of Morgan's Creek is a riotous farce of mistaken identities and false accusations, which concludes with loads of surprises on Christmas Eve.
Who's Norval Jones? Lock the door, Mariah. This man is an abductor.
Yeah. Let's see your dog tags, General. No more dog tags than feathers on a fish.
What camp you from, soldier?
U.S. Marines one side, Cavalry on the other.
A horse, Marine. I always wanted to see one.
Mind if I examine the evidence, Corporal?
Sergeant, if it's all the same to you.
Why don't you leave him alone? I can explain everything to my father.
Yes, but can you explain it to the judge?
What judge? What's the charge?
I fear there may be several.
All right, what are they?
If it's all the same to you, I am the sheriff of this county and will conduct the investigations.
Yeah, well, you happen to be in the township of Morgan's Creek, and I happen to be the town constable. So if anybody's going to conduct the investigation, it's going to be...
They left about 6 months ago.
6 months ago?
They left kind of hurriedly, Norval, right after he was discharged by the town council.
Discharged? What for?
Had something to do with the escape of a prisoner. They didn't quite believe it.
You mean me?
I guess so, Norval.
Oh, but that's terrible. I was just trying to help Trudy. Looking for someone I never found. But you wouldn't know about that, or would you?
I don't know what you're talking about, Norval.
Well, anyway, now that I'm back and ready to give myself up, I guess they'll take Mr. Cockenlocker back on the job, all right, won't they?
I hardly think so, Norval. Besides, you know what Mr. Cockenlocker's like. He didn't exactly take it lying down when they fired him. He left on very bad terms. They had to take 6 stitches of Mr. Twerk alone.
Poor Trudy.
Poor Mr. Twerk.
It was ghastly.
You haven't asked my advice, Norval, and it certainly isn't up to me to advise you to evade the law. But since you were kind of dragged into this situation, and it's practically forgotten now anyway, and the Cockenlockers have gone, probably taken root someplace else. They may even have changed their names. Why don't you do the same?
I'm sure it would be wiser, Norval.
But I couldn't do that, Mrs. Johnson. I've just got to find Trudy. She must be in terrible trouble now.
I've given you my very best advice, Norval. It's up to you to act as your conscience dictates. But if there were that many charges pending over me, you wouldn't see my coattail for the dust. Even if they didn't press the Cockenlocker charges, there's the uniform, the jailbreak, the bank robbery.
The bank robbery? But I took my own money.
Oh, Norval, I'm so glad.
So am I, but that isn't exactly what Mr. Twerk allowed us to understand.
Holy mackerel.
Our 5th film is The Thin Man, the first and best in the famous series of mysteries starring William Powell and Myrna Loy as Nick and Nora Charles, aided in their sleuthing and the comedy by their dog Asta.
You've got the funniest look on
The
your
full
face I've
Thin
ever saw in
Man
my life.
series
Hurry
will
up,
be
go on out
shown
there. That
to
man's waiting for
classic
you.
movies on New Year's Eve.
I gotta talk to you. I want you to tell me something. I want you to give it to me straight. Get me?
Hey, would you mind putting that gun away? My wife doesn't care, but I'm a very timid fellow.
You idiot. Ask her.
All right, shoot. I mean,
While we won't be watching it on our Christmas Capers Thursdays, we must mention one of our favorites here, Remember the Night, with a script by Preston Sturgis that begins with Barbara Stanwyck stealing a bracelet. It is a heartwarming film that we will be watching during our Saturday theme of Christmas Rebirth. So look for more about this delightful movie in a later video blog.